All right. Okay, we'll start the demo now. My name is Arin Antonio. I'm the executive chef at Queens Medical Center, West Oʻahu. And we're doing ʻulu today. So, has anyone cooked with ʻulu before?
No.
No? Yeah? So, I mean, I think a lot of the people cook with ʻulu. They use it for like ʻulu chips. They fry it. What else do they do? Ulu like potato or potato tater tots or whatnot. But you can basically use it as a potato. But it's abundant in Hawaii and it has a low glycemic index. So basically we use this a lot in the hospital too because the sugars, as opposed to potato, the sugars aren't as high as that. And basically for diabetic patients or whatnot. So we sub everything with taro and ulu. So potatoes we kind of put aside a little bit because most of the potatoes we get is from the mainland anyway, and all the ulu is from Oʻahu or Honolulu or Hawaii. So ulu is kind of a tricky fruit to use. You can eat it raw. You can eat it, I'm sorry, not raw, unripe or ripe. So in the kitchen, you normally eat it unripe. So this is a very green stage actually. So you won't pick it from the tree until all this sap comes out. So you'll notice all the sap comes out and that's when it's ready to pick. Or you could leave it on a tree and it'll become sweet or too sweet for cooking, but some people eat it like that. So back in the day, they used to get it really ripe and throw it in the fire, peel the skin and eat the inside. So that's why they call it breadfruit, because it cooked like a bread or a loaf of bread. So yeah, so you can eat it like this, and we're going to show you how to do it today in a pot of boiling water. It's pretty simple to cook. You can also steam it if you have a big steamer, but we're going to show you how to cook it in hot water. But it's a few stages that you got to do with this. You can't just cook it and eat it. You really want to cook it, freeze it, thaw it out, and re-cook it. And the reason for that is the starchiness mellows out when you freeze it. So if not, it's super starchy already, but it'll be too starchy and unworkable if you were to eat it just fresh like that. Today we're gonna make a French vichyssoise. Has anyone heard of a vichyssoise? Yeah? So a vichyssoise is actually a cold potato and leek soup. So leeks we have here, and then potatoes we normally use. So today we're using ulu as your substitute for the potato. It works a little bit different than the potato. Like I said, if you puree it like we're gonna do today, it gets gummy. So you don't wanna overcook it. So undercooking it a little bit will be better than overcooking it because it'll get too like tacky in your mouth, okay? So the ulu, again, this is the ulu that I don't know what type this one is, but you can use any ulu that you find in the market or whatnot. So vichyssoise is what we're doing today. So I think it's like 5 ingredients and that's it. And you can either eat it cold or hot. Today we're gonna eat it cold like the French do. They eat it during the summer. So I decided to make a summer soup for us today. But you can definitely eat it hot. So a hot one would be, a cold one would be vichyssoise, a hot one would be potage pomme terre. So that's the hot soup. But you can choose whatever you want when you cook it at home. All right, so we're gonna get going. So the ulu is very easy to cook. So we're gonna just pretty much throw it in a pot of cold water, just like potatoes. Obviously you wanna wash it first. So the sap's not gonna come out, but you don't wanna peel it either. You don't wanna peel it raw because you're gonna get sap all over your board and your knife and everything. So you're gonna put it in cold water and then, I actually bought the wrong cover, so it's not gonna fit, but you can cover it. So the best thing to do is cover it, but you wanna make sure you rotate it. Can you see up there? Can you see the ulu? Yeah, so you do wanna make sure it's submerged. So you're gonna turn it on. Let me see if I can figure this thing out. All right. That's not gonna light. All right, hold on. There we go. Okay, so we're just gonna bring it to a boil. Is it on? Okay. sorry. I know I saw, there we go. Okay, so you just bring it on high, then we're gonna turn it down when it starts boiling, but this size ulu is gonna take about an hour. The larger ones are gonna take probably an hour and a half, but you just wanna make sure you cover it and then you rotate it. You can put a little bit of salt in there, but we're not gonna eat the skin or the water, but just to season it. All right, so just keep it boiling, hour and a half. Then after that stage, it's gonna look like this. So this is fully cooked, about 1 hour. And to test it, you're just gonna poke it like that, and then it's pretty cooked. Inside there's a core, so you're gonna discard the core. But so what we do is, so we're gonna cut it right in half. And you have this little core in here. So this core is not edible. It's a little fibrous. The skin is edible, but we don't eat it. So we can peel it off, and it's a lot easier to peel off when it's frozen or after it's frozen. And you can just kind of shave it down just like this, or use a peeler, or just cut it like that. Okay. All right. So we're not going to use the skin today. All right, just like that. So if you were to do this when it was raw, all the sap's gonna come out and it's gonna be really messy. Okay, then we cut out the core. And all the brown spots just like this, okay? So we'll do the other one. So at this stage, it's fully cooked already. So all you're gonna do is reheat it for maybe like 10 minutes to get all the flavors for the soup that we're gonna make today. How many of you like cold soup? None of you, great. All right, so you can also heat it up if you want to. Like I said, the flavor is gonna be the same, but it's gonna be great hot or cold. All right, so that's the ulu, just like that. So it's really soft. Looks like a potato too, and you can eat it just like this. You have a question?
After you boil it, do you freeze it whole, or?
You can freeze it whole, but I usually freeze it like this. I usually cut it in quarters, and I'll freeze the whole thing like this, and lay it on a sheet pan, and you can individually quick freeze it. Then you can pull it out and put it in bags. So you can use one at a time if you don't want to use the whole batch.
With the skin on and everything?
Yep, you can leave the skin on. It's actually a lot easier to peel if it's frozen than peeling it after it's cooked and it's hot. Yeah. Good question. Okay, so we're just gonna take all that out, the core, and that's your ulu. Okay. So while the ulu is cooking, we're gonna make the rest of the ingredients, which is leeks and onions. But before we get to that, we're gonna make a scallion oil or a chive oil. So that's gonna be the garnish. So the classic vichyssoise comes with chives, but we're gonna do a chive oil just to make it a little bit different. All right? So with the chive oil, what you wanna do is, if you got like this is a great thing to do with leftover herbs. If you got cilantro, parsley, chives, what else herbs? Basil. This is a great thing to make. So you just remember all equal parts. So you do 1/8 of an ounce chives, or 1/8 of a pound chives. So this is 1/2 pound. Sorry, this is 1/4 pound, so that's 1/8. Then you're gonna do the same amount of spinach. Okay, so if I use 4 ounces spinach, 4 ounces chives, I'm gonna use 4 ounces of avocado oil. And then you can also put salt in there. And that's gonna flavor the oil. All right, so again, equal parts. Okay, so what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna make a green oil. So the oil is gonna taste like onions or chives. Okay? So I think a little bit more. Okay, we'll see what it looks like when it blends. All right, so you just throw everything in. So if you got basil, you're gonna do 4-ounce basil, 4-ounce spinach, chives, 4-ounce chives, 4-ounce spinach, and then 4-ounce oil. So all the same. Okay, we're gonna blend it. So that looks, for me, I'm gonna put a little bit more, I think I put a little bit too much oil. But you can always fix it. Okay. All right. You can also do this with green onions if you want to. That's a good one to use. Okay, we'll just blend it like this. Sorry. Okay, just for like 10 more seconds. Okay, so after it's blended, you're gonna put it on a stove. And you need a thermometer for this, because you're gonna cook this so the onions come out, the flavor is not too strong, you don't wanna eat it raw, but you don't wanna cook it too much. So if at 140 degrees, chlorophyll starts to break down and it turns brown. So that's why if you're blanching broccoli or whatnot, you want to cook it lighter than the full boil, because if not, it'll turn brown. So we're going to just put this in the stove. All right, so we don't waste. So it looks like pesto right now. Basically, it's really what it is. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna cook it, and you get a thermometer, and you just monitor it at about, I need my glasses, hold on. Okay, monitor it at about 140. If it hits 140, it'll turn brown. So you want it to hit 139 or less. Okay, then we have a little bit of ice bath right here. So you do want to put it in ice bath, because once it hits 140, it'll carry over to like 150 and it'll turn brown. So I have a coffee filter and a strainer, and we're just going to put it right through, right in the ice like this. So it should be, so it's at 56 degrees. So again, you can use any herbs or any other type of vegetable if you want to get that green color. Okay, so it is 132, so it's really close. Sorry, it's like 125. Okay, we're at 137. So all you're gonna do now is you're gonna throw it in the strainer, and you're gonna let the oil come out. Just like that. Okay, so once it hits the bottom of the pan, it's gonna get cold, so it won't turn brown anymore. And that is your chive oil. I'm gonna just rinse this out so we could use for our ulu. All right. Any questions? Okay. So to continue the vichyssoise, what we're going to do is get a little bit of leeks. So in your recipes, which you have over there, we have the leeks, onion, as well as ulu for your recipe. Okay, so what we're going to do for the ulu is, or for the vichyssoise, is cut your leeks. Has anyone worked with leeks before? So leeks has a bunch of layers in between, so there's a lot of dirt in here. So what you want to do is wash this pretty good. So what I do is normally cut it like this, and between all of this, there's a bunch of dirt, so you want to make sure you put it in water. Okay? And the easiest way to do that would be to cut it just like this. Now, can you use just onion for this? You can, but it's not going to be the same flavor. Okay. So whenever washing any vegetables, you want to make sure you put it in a container with a lot of water. So what happens is gravity will pull all the dirt at the bottom, and then you'll have with the clean vegetables at the top. It'll all float to the top just like that. Okay, so you really want to rinse this well because it's pretty sandy, so you don't want to bite into sand. How's our ulu doing? So if you can see on the camera, the brown part is from the hot water, and the green is the untouched part. So you just got to keep on rotating it like that. Okay, also in the recipe for the vichyssoise would be onion. Maui onion. Okay. And what you do with this is you're just going to julienne it. Throw it into a cold pot. Then you're going to put your leeks in there too. And make sure it's drained pretty well. Let's do this. So you don't want to dump any of the water inside like this, because what you're going to do is you're going to put all the dirt back into the leeks. So you want to pick it up like this, and then drain it like this. Okay? And you can see a lot of the dirt sediment went to the bottom. So you can do salad greens or any other vegetable the same way too, yeah. Okay, so drain it pretty well. Then you'll put it right into your pot. We're gonna put a little bit of salt. So in this dish, you don't wanna put pepper, because the pepper is gonna look like something else that you don't want in the dish. People will think like it's a debris, so it's gonna turn black. So I don't put pepper in it, but if you don't mind the color, you can put pepper in it if you want. So a couple tablespoons of butter. Okay, and you're just gonna sweat it out. So you don't wanna put any color into this. If you put color, the vichyssoise is gonna turn brown. Okay, so we're just gonna get it cooked just a little bit. Let's check on our oil. Very good. Okay. So I don't know if is there a camera on here? Yeah, so you can see that it's drained out. The oil, if you can see right there, I'm not sure. It's nice and green, you see that? And it's nice and cold, okay? So that's ready to go. I'll just let it drain a little bit more. Okay, so as we sweat this out, we want to make sure that the onions are really, really soft. That's going to make the sauce a little bit creamier. Okay, so we get it going. I'll finish up the ulu right here. Okay. I think that's enough. Okay. So if people say, oh, can you use potato for this recipe? You can, but you're not going to get that same effect. You can use half-half if you want, but I would recommend putting the ulu itself. Okay, So in order for the vegetables to cook properly, a lid would work well. So when you cook stuff with a lid like this, you trap all the steam inside, so it's just gonna boil and hit it like that. So what you really want is like a vent, which we don't have on most lids. So we're gonna make one. So I think on your recipe it says a cartouche. So this is a cartouche. So you just get parchment paper and you just fold it. You can even use this if you ran out of lids at home and you need an extra lid. So you fold it at each corner. Kind of make like a paper airplane. So fold it a few times just like this. Then you're gonna get the point and measure right in the center of the pot. Then you get a sharp knife. Throw that away. Then you're gonna cut a little vent hole. Then you make like a cartouche just like this, see? So you need the hole in there, right? Because you do need the hole, because when you put it on the cover, all the steam will come out and it'll reduce and get more flavor rather than being trapped in to the soup, all right? So if you did this, everything's just gonna be trapped, but you're not gonna reduce the flavor to get a stronger onion flavor that you want in this dish, okay? So that's a cartouche. Okay, so we're just gonna let it go, but we're not gonna use it yet. We're gonna just sweat this out a little bit. So just get it nice and soft. Then once that's going for about 10-15 minutes, you can add the ulu in it. Now, if you're using potatoes, you can put it in right now because the potatoes are gonna be raw. So it needs time to cook. Since your ulu is already cooked, we're not gonna take very much time to be in there. Now you're just gonna absorb all the flavors that are with the onions. Okay. Then you're gonna put a little bit of chicken stock right in. And all you really want is the liquid to just cover. Sorry, I'm making a mess over here. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so you can put chicken stock, water, or vegetable stock if you want to make it vegetarian. I'm going to add a little bit more water. And this will go for another 5-10 minutes, just like this. And also you want to put your lid on it, and you're ready to go. All right. Any questions with the ulu? Is it pretty complicated? No, it's not that hard. It's only 5 ingredients, and you're just boiling away, okay? All right, so we're gonna pretend, fast forward, that it's cooking for a little bit. You got your blender ready, a lid. Just let it cook just a little bit. You want it cooked a little bit longer. I'm just gonna do it for the demo purposes to make it quick. We're gonna put it in your blender, okay? At the last few minutes, you also wanna add a little bit of milk, but you don't wanna boil your milk for 15 minutes. Okay, what that's gonna do is the milk will curdle, and you don't want that to happen. So you're just gonna boil it for like a minute after the stew's been cooking for about 10-15 minutes. Bring it to a boil. Then you're gonna transfer the whole thing to the blender. Now, whenever you're blending hot liquids, you don't wanna fill it up all the way. Actually, that might be too high. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna pop right back at you. So you can do it in little batches. Okay, can anyone smell that? Not really. It smells really good. It's the leeks are really strong. So you cover it just like this. All right, You generally don't want to put your hand on the hot liquid, but let's pray for the best. No, just kidding. You kind of want to keep it like this covered, but I know it's not going to pop too bad because I'm going to start it really low. Don't want to make it full blast. Just start it super low, just like that. Okay, and you can always turn it up. So see what I mean? If you put it too much, it'll overflow, right? And it'll come pop right back at you. Okay? So generally about 30 seconds. If it was potato, you can go a whole 2 minutes, but the ulu is very tacky. And that's all you really want to do, okay? So after that, we're going to get our chinois here, or a sieve. Let me move this here. Let's move this out of the way. So you want to pass the soup through a sieve just like this. Okay? And this you want to chill as soon as possible too. So you get a bowl of ice and you put it just like that. Okay? This step can be skipped, but it's just a little bit more finer and smoother and silkier if you do it this way. Okay? So basically you get the idea. You're just going to pass that through. And what you end up with is, where did I put it? You end up with this, which is a vichyssoise. So it's going to be this nice smooth silk. Sorry. So this is going to look just like this here. And if you see it, it's going to be a nice creamy soup. So we're going to actually add a little bit of cream to that, just to make it a little bit thicker if you want. You can add milk or half and half, just depending what viscosity you want. But you generally want it pourable like this. So some people when we do this at West, we actually use this for pasta sauce. We make like a creamy ʻUlu Alfredo, and then we use it with pasta, but we're using it as a soup today, okay? Okay, so when the cream's in there, you're going to serve it like this. Again, it's a cold soup, so it looks really rich, right? Like ice cream. Okay. We made a little bit of croutons. It's like petite croutons. It's just salt, pepper, and we use ciabatta bread. And we just toast it in the oven for 5 minutes with avocado oil. It adds a good crunch to the dish. Right in there. We do have a curry oil that we made too, along with your scallion oil or your chive oil. So the curry is a good flavor in this, really light, but you want to just put it in here. Then we got our chive oil. So the chive oil, if you can't see, is the camera on this? Yeah? So you can see the green oil that you just made too. It's pretty cool. So you get a little bit of curry, a little bit of scallion. Then we also got micro cilantro. I don't know if he came here today, but this is Metro Grow Honolulu. So he operates in, I think in town, but it's all aquaponic type microgreens. So he made us some cilantro today, which is great with curry, that the flavor that we made with the oil. So this is only like, I think it's only 3 days old cilantro. So he made it really small for us. And he also made us a spring mix with like local greens, pretty cool. Kale, he's got kale, Russian red kale, and mustard greens here. So at Queens West, we try to use, like I said in the beginning, we take out a lot of the potatoes in our dishes. Like our beef stew, we don't serve beef stew with potatoes anymore. We do only kalo or ulu. All of our Korean marinated potato for Korean Day, we use Korean ulu, which is dashi and shoyu. What else do we do? Yeah, pretty much all potatoes we kind of wipe out of our we do mashed potatoes because the patients still want that mashed potatoes, but we try to incorporate the local product as much as possible. And again, you can get this frozen, or you can get it cooked, but if it's in season, you can cook it yourself. If it's not in season, we get it frozen from our vendors. Yeah, so the season is, I think, in the winter, and then they freeze it for the spring. So we got this from our bush or our plant at Queens West. It's year round in that sense, but for production wise and commercial, it's during the spring you can get your orders in for ulu. And that's our ʻUlu Vichyssoise, and then with curry oil and chive oil. And then we'll get you a few samples too. All right, thank you.